Yo, what's poppin', guys? Yo, what's poppin', guys? You got your boy Nandra here. Welcome to another video. So for this video, this is gonna be the part 3 of my Omen's card review video, where I can just discuss all the Omen cards and whatnot. So of course, if you guys want to like catch part 1 and part 2, they will of course be in a link to this video and down in the description below. So yeah, I've covered like 6 classes. I'm going to be covering the last 3 classes, which is Haven, Portal, and then Neutrals. So yeah, let's go and jump right on into it. Alright, so for the Haven stuff, we have a lot of different interesting cards. Let's go ahead and just start with Marwyn. Marwyn is the Omen of Repose. So Marwyn, I'm not gonna read the full effect out here because like I feel like the English translation team kind of butchered it a little bit. Anyway, so it's fanfare. Both players get 1 play point or subtract 1 from the count of all of their amulets to restore 1 defense to their leader, and then both players draw a card. So basically, a symmetrical. Both players have in this. Like, typically speaking, symmetrical effects are typically both bad or good. It depends. Like, but typically speaking, they're usually looked down upon. But many of them can be kind of like cheated and be made good. And this, in my opinion, is one such case of this being bad, but also being good. So the reason why this is good and bad is because like it's in Haven. Now, many people kind of like dance games. Everyone's like, oh, but why isn't this card in Dragon? The reason this card is not in Dragon is just because like this kind of represents fasting and whatnot. Because like the Omens, they did all have a sort of like sub theme based off like the 10 Commandments and whatnot. But I'm not really gonna focus on that. But for this card, the reason why this card is good is because like as Haven, one of the ways that people try to weaken you is by targeting both your early game and your mid game. Because Haven in terms of like late game prowess has like a lot of like very strong late game options and things that they can do without like Safe Nemesis Purge, Seraph, Aegis, what else? Heavily Knight Spam, things like that. Like those are all really good. We want to be able to try to get to those and not be like trying to limp across the finish line. And Marwyn kind of helps you do that. Like Marwyn just kind of takes it up to the next level. Just kind of like ramps it up a notch, unintended. Now I'm not gonna obviously speak. I could actually talk about Marwyn for like a half hour. I'm not even joking. I actually like spent like the first like two or three recordings like talking about Marwyn for like 15 minutes by itself. I'm not gonna do that for this one. Although of course, if you guys do actually want to find this, like let me know down in the comments, and I'll actually go ahead and try to link that for you. Anyway, but for Marwyn, just kind of, and then I start up with like the most like obvious route for him, for the why he might be good, is like he's using Tanker Shrine. So using Tanker Shrine as an example, doesn't matter if you go first or second, although obviously I think you probably would prefer to go first. I think, not sure, is that you would go ahead and you play Marwyn on 4, then on your 5 play Deilafi, then on your 6 play Tanker Shrine plus 2-drop. Ideally you want the 2-drop to be Arena, but any 2-drop is fine. Then on 8, play Nemesis Purge if you want, or play Seraph if you like as well. And then of course just do some stuff after that, just kind of casually win the game. Now, the nice thing about this is I kind of just get to do this, and like and most of the time like there are a lot of cards that your opponent can like play in responses that they'll like dissuade you from wanting to do any of these things, but they don't get to play these now because they literally kind of like they essentially kind of like steal a turn from them, sort of so to speak. By just both of you guys are ramping and whatnot. So it's like pretty cool. Lots of applications. Hell, even his evolve effect is actually pretty good as well. He has the same evolve text line as Catalina, and they can't take more than 3 damage at a time. However, his is a little more broken than Catalina's because you can do this. You can evolve this guy in 4 if you go second. Additionally, you can also continuously heal this guy up with that a Deilafi healing, as well as I think there's also another card that heals your creatures as well. So it's like nice. So he's nice. He's a nice recipient for getting heals and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. Like this card a lot. Next card, Lapis Glorious Seraph. So when for many people, I don't really think this card should have come as a surprise, but I think it did for a lot of people. But if you ever read the flavor text of the original Seraph, you would know that there had to be an original Seraph person, and this is that person. So this card is an 8-mana 7/6. When this Swallower leaves play, not is banished, not is destroyed. No. When it leaves play for any reason, summon it in a Statute Seraph. Transformation doesn't count as leaving play, by the way. So if you transform it, boom, you get hosed. You don't get anything. So that's just kind of heads up play. And of course, in the statue surf, if you don't remember what that does, it's just the countdown amulet that when it finishes counting down, it has, I believe it has 4 countdown triggers. When it finishes counting down, you win the game. You win, like, so it's just nice, like, research of an alt onto the game. So it's like pretty cool. I like this card quite a bit. Additionally, this card to me kind of reminds me a little bit of what's this card called again? It reminds me a little bit of Worm God of the Skies, in that you can't leave the guy, you cannot leave this girl just like sitting in play, because like she hits for 7. Seven has a large amount of damage. Like, so she's either gonna kill you by just, oh, well, she smacks you in the face a bunch of times. Because remember, 7 plus 7 plus 7. So 7 from her attacking, and 7 again from like Heavenly Knight, and 7 again from another Heavenly Knight. That's 20. So you can die that way, or you can die over time if you just like give them the seraph, then you don't have a banish for it. So lots of different interactions with this card, and this card is gonna be probably like the most so it's gonna be like one of the most played things for Haven in this set, I think. Next, we have the Apostle of Repose. So for the Repose sub-archetype, basically you get bonuses for not attacking, essentially. And so for this one is probably going to be the better one out of all of these, just because like what it does for not attacking is insane. So it's a 1/4 Bane ordinarily for 4 mana, which is already pretty good. It's not bad value. Then of course when you evolve, it gets no stats. However, at the end of each of your turns, while this evolved version of this card is in play, if this Waller didn't attack this turn, obviously you have no incentive to, because it's 1/4. You then get to go ahead and destroy one of the strongest enemy followers in play. Now, mind you, when it says randomly destroy one of the strongest enemy followers in play, it just goes off of attack stats. So in this case, it's a case of pseudo random. So that's pretty cool. Just because it can kind of just sit in play, your opponent has to deal with it. The longer it takes for them to deal with it, the more likely you're gonna get screwed over. Just because, like, again, it's a 1/4. Like you don't care about missing this one damage. You really don't. And you'd like to just be able to sit and just like casually just like snipe creatures in the back for no reason. So the card's great. I like the card a lot. Next, we have City of Gold. City of Gold is a 2 mana amulet with invocation. At the end of this turn, if you have at least 2 play points and an allied City of Gold is not in play, put City of Gold from your deck into play. Then whenever you play an amulet, subtract 1 from that amulet's countdown. So this card is very, very nice. This card is I believe the third or fourth. Yeah, this is like the third invocation card that we've seen so far. This one so far, out of all the other invocation cards, is actually like the easiest one to fulfill. Because this one just means that, oh, if at some point you floated 2 play points and you don't have a copy of this in play, put it into play. So you just get to like essentially 2 mana draw a card. But sorry, 2 mana draw a specific card from your deck and put it into play. Obviously speaking, I think this card will probably be like a 1-up, just because like it's a nice like anecdotal thing you want to get. I don't think you'll ever want to play multiple copies of this, although you might. But at the moment, I don't think you do. Just because like countdown amulets and things like that, like that isn't as big of a deal for Haven at the moment. Just because like the only like real amulet you care about that much right now is playing Tinker Shrine, and then also playing Holy Lion Temple. Neither of which is a countdown amulet, right? So although that being said, this does make your Morias a little bit better, your globes a little bit better, your white and black diamonds a little bit better because they trigger a lot faster. So it's like not bad. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, the card's really good, and of course, the other added bonus it does is that it takes Haven from being possibly a 34 card deck to now being a 33 card deck. The reason I say Haven is a 34 card deck is because you already have Globe and you have Sealed Tome. Globe draws your card when you play it. The Sealed Tome draws your card delayed, although you used to draw your card immediately. And now you have this card, so you have 7 just like raw, just like straight up cantrips. So you have a lot of like extra redundancy in your deck, which is like very, very important when you're playing a deck like Haven, just because this way you want to be able to find the cards you want to have and just go from there. So the card's great. I definitely expect people to just play it as a 1-up, just because it's a free card they get from your deck. And most times you're not going to care that much about the board space that you're like losing for it. So it's not bad. Next we have Unicorn Knight. Unicorn Knight is a 2 mana 1/3. Fanfare choose, put either a unicorn or a unicorn spear into your hand. So when I first saw this, just to put a unicorn, I was like, wait, what the hell? But no, it actually is in fact a unicorn. So we're gonna go ahead and first talk about the unicorn spear. Unicorn spear is a 3 mana spell, deal 4 damage to enemy follower, restore 1 defense to your leaders. This card is actually insane. So this card is probably gonna be on the same level as that of like Prism Swing, for Haven, just because like Prism Swing, part of the reason why Prism Swing was so good is because like it did 4 damage and also gave you Holy Lion, and Holy Lions are kind of a sort of like inevitability type thing. But in this case, the reason why this is good is because like it does the 4 damage as well, right? But it also heals you And the heal is good for Tinker Shrine because it gets you to immediately get to read 3 mana, deal 4 damage to a creature. Then if your opponent has another creature, deal 2 damage to that creature. If they don't have a creature, deal 2 damage to their face. That's like nice. And again on 3 mana, and also hit it's the premier stat line of 4 damage for 3 mana, so it's a great card. Of course the Unicorn Knight is also very good as well because he's a 1/3, and we have Summit Temple, so this is actually a scary 1/3. Like you don't want to get bopped by this guy, so it's gonna hurt. The Unicorn is a 6 mana 5/5, and of course, command for restore 3 defense to an ally. So this means that they can heal face. It can also heal. It can also heal. It can also heal a creature if need be. So it's like cool. But most times you're probably gonna be using it to heal face. So that's like cool. This card is essentially like for 1 less mana, you heal for 2 less. But you have the same stats as Curate. So it's like cool. Or sorry, for 1 less mana, you heal for 2 less, and they have the same stats as Curate. But you have to get an awful card, so that's why. Next, alright, so before we look at the next card, look closely at this card, look closely at the stat lines, then look at the next card, and then be like, wow. So next we have Feather Rush. Feather Rush is a 3 mana spell. Give Storm to an ally baller. This is just crazy. Give Storm to an ally baller. Just, no cap, just Storm. Just give Storm. So, Feather Rush is gonna be great for a lot of reasons. One, because it makes your Aether the White Wing a lot better. Which is actually what like a lot of what a lot of these cards in this set does. It just makes Aether White Wing even better than it already was. And Aether White Wing's already a pretty good card. They're just gonna it kind of fell out into a little bit of disrelevance or whatever the word that is. But it's gonna be probably making a comeback with this set. So Feather Rush, again, lots of applications. So the biggest one I think is that like play it on 9 mana to give a 6 mana card, Storm, or you can play it as early as say turn 7 to give like a White Fang, to give like a Holy Wing Dragon they get from White Fang Temple. You give that Storm. You can play it with on 9 mana with your Aether to give Seraph Storm, which as you see here, Seraph is a 7/6, so that means she will hurt. So you can go ahead and go for 7 that turn, then go ahead and play like Summit Temple into Night, and then threaten 20. So it's like crazy, and that'll be kind of cool to see. Omen of Repose. This card is actually kind of nice. It's probably more of a take 2 card than anything else, but it's like still nice. So this card, at the end of your turn, if this follower did not attack this turn, do 1 damage to the enemy follower. The nice thing about the didn't attack this thing is that they don't care why you didn't attack, they just care that you didn't attack. So, so typically speaking, when you play a card, the card will usually have Summoning Sickness. It's just the whole, when it comes to play, this person can't attack or anything like that. But this card kind of like alleviates that a little bit if you're like playing like a more aggressive Haven deck. Just because like the first time you play it, he just does damage immediately. So he's like saying you basically get to play like a better 2/1 ping, the 2/1 ping Fallen Angel Girl. It's like playing that but a little bit better because more stats. And of course you can also get the ping multiple times as well, so it's cool. Sister Falconer. So Sister Falconer is 2 mana 2/2 fanfare enhanced void. Summon a Divine Birdsong. So that's like cool. It's Divine Birdsong for those of you don't know or don't remember. It's the 3 mana 3/4 Storm guy. Or Stormbird, I'm sorry. So it's like pretty cool to be able to revive that kind of like token back into rotation. Now I will admit though that the base stat for this card is kind of underwhelming to get this effect, but that's fine. That's what should happen. This is what should happen. And not every card can be like as blatantly broken as Nicholas, as pre-nerf Nicholas. So that's fine. I don't mind that at all. Next we have the Servant of Repose. Servant of Repose is a 3 mana 1/4 vampire enhanced 6 game +3/+3 ward. At the end of your turn, this follower did not attack this turn, restore 1 defense to all allies. This card works very nicely for Tinker Shrine for 2 reasons. One, is it's a fast sex word that you can play on 6 for a 4/7. Yeah, for a 4/7 that heals you again. So basically, it's like comparable stat line to that of Heavenly Knight and whatnot, but again, it also heals you as well, and so it doubles down and does like 2 very annoying things to your opponent while you're playing Tinker Shrine. It gives them another word that they have to get through that has a lot of HP, and then also it heals you in the process. So it also triggers your Tinker Shrine at the same time, or helps trigger your White Fang Temples and things like that. So it's like very nice. The card's very good. Now that being said, I don't know if it's quite good enough to see play, but I think if you for some reason I guess like need more words, boom, play this guy, you play this girl. Now that being said, This does actually make the apostle, or is it apostle? I think it might be apostle. The apostle of silence. The gold Shadowcraft card that I was talking about earlier on the part 2. It does make that card a lot better because now there's more wards for you to blow up, so it could be good. Next we have the oops. Okay, well I'm just not gonna. Anyway, next we have the Realm of Repose. Realm of Repose is a countdown 2 amulet. Yeah, countdown 2 amulet. At the end of your turn, if no allied followers attack this turn, your leader cannot receive more than 3 damage at a time, and all allied Havencraft followers, and all allied Havencraft followers can't be attacked. These effects last until the start of your next turn. So this card is very, very strong for two, maybe 3 reasons. It has a lot of viable applications. So the first application that I'm going to talk about is the one that my boy Kiri pointed out to me. That if you play this with Holy Wing Lion, with the Holy Wing, or Holy Wing, with the Holy Lion archetype, what that means is that typically speaking, when you go to play your 4, 5, and 6 lion, which are among both the best and the worst lines you can play, that those are very, very slow lines. They're just like 4/4s. They're just like vanilla, so no text, no effect text or anything like that. But if you play this card, you can then get to play them. Your opponent has to deal with them, but they can't deal with them because they can't attack. And that can then set you up to play Stormlines and then be able to just hit your opponent for 16 or whatever the first turn, and then just follow up the next turn and then just kill them maybe. You can't take more than 3 damage at a time, which is a big deal as well, because it means they say things like Dragon can't hurt you. Things like say Giant Chimera again still can't hurt you for that much. So it's it's not bad. Additionally, there's one other aspect of it that I thought of, but I don't know how relevant this one is. But if, for example, you're versus something where you need to have 2 wards, where you need to have 2 wards or something like that, what you can do, or what you would like to try to do, is you would like to try to play a ward, under Realm of Repose. The ward can't be attacked, right? So it can't be attacked. Your opponent because they can't attack it or whatever, they might not kill that first turn, and then next turn you want to play another ward after that, and then I'll go ahead and evolve the ward, and then do stuff like that, which is kind of nice because there are some slight synergies. For example, one such example is for me playing this girl as well as playing Daylafi, because that means they can go ahead and then trade with this girl. Evolve trade with this girl. Trade with your Daylafi, and then you heal for 2 because Daylafi will heal you, and then this will heal you as well. Which means they can have beefy wards and whatnot in play, and that's good. Whereas say things like Roach and whatnot. So a lot of very niche applications, and it's gonna be interesting to see where this card fits into. But I definitely think this card is very, very, very strong. Next card, Sanctum Keepers. Sanctum Keepers is a 7-mana 4/5 Storm, and then Evolved has same text as the Unevolved. I'm not gonna talk about that anyway. So this card is another card that makes either the White Wing even better than it already was, and gives it utility almost on par with that of Sahakriel, in that now you have a Storm option, a Ward option, alternate Wing Con option, another Ward option. And then you can also tutor out Heresy's Avatar, so it makes the card even better than it already was. It's kind of crazy. I know, again, that the card kind of fell out of favor a little bit, but now all these cards might cause the card to make their resurgence. So that's gonna be kind of cool. Alright, that's the Haven stuff. We're gonna quickly talk about the Portal stuff. Alright, so the Portal stuff, obviously speaking, Portal usually tends. Portal right now is usually more than the design spacecraft sort of thing. Theme I used to make that sword way back when. So first we have their legendary, which is actually I think the first invocation legendary for this. No, sorry, the second invocation legendary for this set, which is Enervating Mail. Enervating Mail is a 4-mana 3/4 ward invocation. At the end of your turn, if at least 10 ally artifacts have been destroyed this match, put an Enervating Mail from your deck into play. And then it also has an evolve effect as well, which makes it even better. And then evolve, randomly put a random artifact that costs 3 play points or less from your deck into play. So that's very, very strong. So to go ahead and refresh your memory for current artifacts that currently fulfill this one, there are currently 5. Well, there are currently 3. There are currently 3 main deckable ones, and then 2 more they can put into your deck via biofab. Of Ancient Artifact, Analyzing Artifact, Mystic Artifact, a Strike Form Artifact, and then Strike Form Golem, and then Guard Form Golem. The guard form golems the guard form and strike form golems are the ones you get off Paracelsus, so you'd have to biofab that, but it's not bad because you'd be able to get a 3/3 rush or something like that. So it's like cool. Now, mind you, this does say 10 artifacts, but thankfully, unlike some of the other invocation things we've had, this one you can do it over time. You don't have to do it in like one turn or anything like that. Like for example, like say say like an accelerating turn or something like that, you can just go ahead and do that, and go ahead and like invocate this into play. So remove it from your deck and essentially draw 7, maybe 8, maybe even 8 plus cards in that same turn. Depending on what it was you did that turn, and also have a ward. The ward thing is actually very big because it means that like that versus if you're like going for like a superior game plan or something like that, it means you get to help stall out and whatnot. So it's like kind of cool. Next we have Lashena, Omen of Destruction. So the destruction thing is all about just like blowing stuff up, making some plays, blow stuff up. So it's kind of cool. Now I know a lot of people will feel that it's kind of like encroaches on Shadow's design space, which is true to a certain extent. That does in fact actually do that. But I think that one of the things is that while it does it, it sort of like occupies a sort of different design space. I feel like sort of, not by much, but by a little bit. Anyway, so Lashena, what she does is she is a Bane, 4 mana, 1/4 Bane, can't be destroyed by spells and effects, can only be destroyed by damage from effects or attacks, and then evolve a Destruction and White into your hand, can't be destroyed by spells and so it makes the same thing. And then Destruction as White is Vampire, 10 mana artifacts, 10 mana artifact, legendary spell, or legendary amulet, adds a Destruction in Black into your hand, and then whenever an ally folder is destroyed, subtract 1 from the cost of this card, and then can't be destroyed by spells and effects, and then at the start of your turn, restore 2 defense to your leader, and then Destruction in Black is 10 mana whenever an ally follower is destroyed, subtract 1 from the cost of this card. Can't be destroyed by spells and effects. At the start of your turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. If an ally Destruction in White is in play, deal 10 damage instead. So this is a nice alternate win con kind of card. Again, same. Well, it's like a softer alternate win con than that Seraph, which Seraph literally just says you win the game, but it's still an alternate win con nonetheless. Or it's like another like Doomsday type of machine that they like work towards. So Destruction in White is obviously like they both do different things, but Destruction in White is like the first one we're gonna talk about because like the Destruction in White, you have to be able to play that safely in order to be able to play Destruction in Black. And what I mean by that is they have to be able to play it and then be able to like nicely transition into Destruction of Black. Now mind you, playing Destruction of White is gonna be the harder one, I think, because when you get to play Destruction of White, Destruction of Black, you win pretty much because like you get the new board. But Destruction of White is like a little bit harder because Destruction of White, the only thing you get from it is they just get well, you just get to heal and then also put Destruction of Black into your hand. But that's kind of a big deal. Now that being said, the Lashena is still very good because like she's good on her own. She's still again 1/4 Bane. That's hard. That can't just be blown up or anything like that. Destruction of White is pretty good because again, continuous healing, and then Destruction of Black is good. Destruction of Black is actually how you like win the game. Now, there are drawbacks because you do have to evolve her, and then these two both still cost 10 mana, but you get the cost reduction. The cost reduction is kind of good. Now it will mean that you can like possibly say, I don't know, like play an artifact something like that. Which is like I think where a lot of people are gonna try to play it first because like you play an artifact and you just like try to avoid playing Machina or avoid playing Machina until after you've like already blown this up, or conversely, because these are in fact artifacts, you can actually go ahead and biofab them, which means you can actually technically play these on 7 or possibly even earlier than that, depending on like what happens. So it's like that'll be kind of cool. So I'm actually very excited for all I guess technically all 4 of these cards. Well, really 2 cards for the expansive 4 tokens, but yeah, because I actually really like playing Artifact Portal a lot, and it's one of those like Artifact Portal that kind of fall on like slightly harder times because it didn't really get support in this in Brigade of the Sky, but here we are. Next we have Apostle of Destruction. Apostle of Destruction is a 4 mana 3/3 Vampire. Destroy another allied Portocraft follower or Portocraft amulet without countdown. Put a copy of that card into your hand and subtract 3 from its cost. So quick thing, and I kind of like forgot to mention this, but they did actually make an errata change to how working with indestructible cards work. Essentially, when you blow up an indestructible card now, you actually do get another copy of the card, so it's like kind of cool. So for example, in this case, you would actually be able to blow this up and then blow this up. When in reality nothing happens, you just create another copy of it, and then the second copy will cost 7. What you can possibly try to shoot for is like blowing this up, then playing another one, and then try to win by hitting for 20. But that doesn't work in a way that like makes sense. But yeah. What else? Yeah, but the subtract 3 from this thing again, like it's good going forward because you can maybe like make a lot of like silly combos happen with it. But at the moment, I'm not really sure where else you're gonna how else you're going to play it other than with the next card, Destructive Refrain. Destructive Refrain is destroy an allied Portacraft follower or Portacraft amulet without countdown. Deal extinguish all out to all enemy followers. X equals the cost of the card. So yes, they do actually go by original cost. So what you can do is you can like blow up a I don't know say like a prime artifact, put a 4 mana prime artifact in your hand, then play destructive, then play said prime artifact, then play Destructive Refrain and blow up the artifact for a total of like an 8 mana play. This is like cool. Of course, you can also go ahead and I believe target your destruction in black and destruction in whites as well. So go ahead and get like a whole 10 damage board wipe for 4 mana. That's wild. That's just wild. I don't know. But yeah, looking forward to just seeing this card as well as the artifacts and whatnot. So this is cool. Next card we have Mechanization. Mechanization is a 0-cost spell. Put 2 copies of the following cards into your deck. Analyze an artifact, ancient artifact, mystic artifact, or radiant artifact. This one's nice because this one actually lets you choose what you want to put in the deck. Now one of the criticisms that kind of existed for like faster portal decks, so I guess decks that use like radiant artifact, is that aside from playing the 4/3 generator of radiant artifact, there was no other way to actually search for and put just radiant artifact into your deck. But now we have one. So this will be pretty cool to see that come to play. It is a 0 mana spell, so it means you can like make a lot of combos happen with it as well. Like for example, on like say 6, you can play Machina and then play Mechanization, then boom, you have radiant artifacts in your deck or ancient artifacts. You know, whatever artifact you need that's strong. That's so strong. It's for silver too. Next we have Disciple of Destruction. Disciple of Destruction is a 2 mana 1/2. Vampire destroy another allied Portacraft follower or Portacraft amulet without countdown. Then draw 2 cards. So this basically like Demon Eater. You'll be able to like blow up things and just like draw and things like that. So it's like kind of cool. I think the one that people will like aim to blow up the most is probably Analyze an artifact, because that means you get to draw 3 cards. But now this does actually mean that Portacraft does have actual like raw card draw now. So it's like cool. Yeah, so like not bad. And this actually does kind of lean forward to like something I kind of like mentioned earlier, is that like the whole with like playing the Omen of Destruction, the Omen of Destruction and whatnot. You can actually like maybe they can possibly like make a deck that doesn't play Machina at all and just like draw cards other ways. But that might be kind of inconsistent and it might not have as strong of a power level overall. That's like something to think about. Something like I guess experiment. Next card we have the Inspired Inventor. 1 mana 1/1. Vampire choose, put either a Miraculous Invention or a Hazardous Invention into your hand. Miraculous Invention is a 2 mana artifact, 2 mana artifact amulet. Can't be destroyed by spells and effects. At the end of your turn, your opponent has 10 defense or less. Restore 3 defense to your leader, and then banish this amulet. And then Hazardous Invention is can't be stripped again, same thing. If the enemy leader has 10 defense or less, to deal 1 damage to an enemy follower and 1 damage to enemy leader, then banishes amulet. So typically, most times you're probably gonna end up going for Miraculous Invention, just like you get better dividends from Invention as opposed to Hazardous, but that's fine. This is a 1 mana 1/1, so maybe you could like make an argument for like playing this in Ag or something like that, just like I don't know, making something like that work, but I don't think so. And I'm not really sure what we're going to play this card. Next, we have the Silver Automaton. Silver Automaton is a 7 mana 5/7 ward. Last words, put 2 puppets in your hand. So this one's very, very strong. Now, I know post Nicholas nerf, I actually wanted to play this card in my Saha portal list. So I'll definitely be looking forward to trying to play this card and then possibly shifting to a game plan that would use like more puppets. Just because this way I would be able to play the Shenna and whatnot. So that'd be pretty cool. So like look forward to watching me talk about that in a video soon TM. But still 5/7 ward is like not bad. Well, sorry, it's not bad unless you're playing in Dragon, because in Dragon you have some just like better things you can do. And of course, last words, put 2 puppets in your hand, that makes it even better because you still actually get to accomplish something. So it's not bad. Next we have Hydro Alchemist. Hydro Alchemist is a fanfare randomly put a guard form or a strike form golem into your deck. In Essence is active where you put both of these into your deck instead. So it's like nice. It helps you generate guard form and again in strike form golems. Those two, as you've seen, like this set and Brigade of the Sky, are very nice. Artifact tokens to be able to like, generate and be able to make. Just because like there are a lot of like strong plays you can make them. Because like one of them becomes a 4/5 with its enhanced, the other one becomes a 5/4 with rush. So very strong. Now, will this card see play? I don't actually know. I think it might because it's G2. It also just like and if you're like one of those what I care about like not deleting my deck too much from Alchemist, I can draw it. This does just put one into the deck, so that might be like the feature of Portal Craft where you just like put one into the deck at a time, and then just play Biofabs and things like that. So that might be a thing. Not sure. Next we have Wind Up. Wind Up is a 2-mana spell. Put a pup into your hand. If Resonance is active, you put two into your hand instead. This is like very nice. As you see here, like we are seeing a resurgence of using the resonance keywords. It's like kind of nice. Just because I know it kind of came into play, then we just kind of like didn't use it for that many things. But now here we are with some more resonance things. It's like this cool. I like that a lot. Now for the actual spell itself, I actually don't know how good this is. I think this would be pretty good. Well, if the whole like mid-range puppet still existed, we would like use this for that. To help fulfill getting the Orcus into play, because you just like play this on 7, then have guaranteed Orcus on 9, or sorry, guaranteed Orcus on 8, something like that. So it's like that could be kind of cool. Now alternatively, you can also go ahead and you can also place on. You can play this on your 9 while you're in Resonance, and then also play Silver Automaton to then have 4 puppets for Noah on turn 10. That's kind of cool. But this is kind of like -1 card technically, because I mean like right, so it's -1 card, but it's like -1 card in a different way, because like it's -1 card because you're just getting puppets. So you can use the puppets to do a lot of different things, which the why it becomes a little bit better than what it looks like at first blush. And then lastly, we have the Servant of Destruction. Servant of Destruction is 3/2/3. Paying for destroy another allied Portograph follower or Portograph amulet without countdown, then deal 3 damage to a random enemy follower. So this is like very nice. I actually like this quite a lot just because it's very solid. Again, you have a lot of applications for things you can do with it as well. Like for example, you can I guess like target your like Omen of Destruction, something bad, just like hey, and just like life. You can also blow up. You can also blow up. You also try to blow up like stuff like this or whatever, and that's like fine as well. So not bad. It could be a pretty good aggro card as well. Like, it gets to build a board without having to make trades and things like that. So not bad. But so for this, I'm like really looking forward to Silver Automaton, to Disciple of Destruction, to Mechanization, Destructive Refrain, and then Force the Shenna, and then lastly, Enervating Mail. Like literally looking forward to those cards a lot. And of course, lastly, we have the neutrals. So neutrals are here. Alright, so neutrals they don't necessarily go into like any particular like deck or archetype or anything like that. Like they're more like kind of like filler supporting type cards. It's like fine. So let's go ahead and start off with the big bad himself, the cover legendary for Omens of the 10, Mirror Bane, Omen of 1. So Mirror Bane is a 6-mana 4/4. Fanfare: if there are no duplicate cards in your deck, excluding Mirror Bane, Omen of 1, give reliever the following effect: at the end of your turn, if only one allied follower is in play, give +2/+2 to a random allied follower, deal 2 damage to a random enemy follower, deal 2 damage to the enemy leader. This effect is not stackable and lasts for the rest of the match. So one, right off the bat, thank God for not making this effect stackable, because if of course there was a way to actually search for Mirror Bane and then stack them on top of each other, that'd be silly, because they'd be doing anywhere from gaming a creature +4/+4 to dealing 4 damage to the board and then dealing 4 damage to the face. That's wild. Even then, that being said, Mirror Bane, while seemingly small, does have a lot of implications from both a design as well as gameplay perspective. One, Mirror Bane is actually gonna be what starts us off on Highlander decks, or Commander decks as they go. So Commander decks or Singleton decks, whatever you want to call them. Those are decks that typically only play one of each card in their 40 card deck, or their 40 to 60 card deck. Obviously, of course, for Shadowverse, we play 40 cards, so 40 card deck. Now, with this one lets you cheat a little bit, because you can play 3 copies of Mirror Bane in order to actually, because you can't actually search for them, so that kind of gives you like some like redundancy for it. That's actually a very big factor here. But for the actual But for the actual what he does, he does a lot of like different things. He also kind of gives like extra utility to the one creature per turn you play. So naturally speaking, when you think about this, you have to think about, okay, well, what classes are typically classes that only play like one creature that only play like one creature at a time, and the biggest ones will be, well, blood and also dragon. So for blood and dragon, like those ones are I think the two strongest Mirror Bane decks going forward. Now I'm not really sure because I haven't actually like tried it in recent history, but I do know that typically speaking, Dragon does have a lot of redundancy and have a lot of like ways to generate cards and whatnot. They also have a lot of different like multi-size threats you can like play. Like for example, I know many times if you've seen like Dragon decks that I've like had, you'll see that have a lot of like have a few like singleton cards in there. Like for example, like sometimes you see me like randomly play Jerva, sometimes you see me like randomly play like play like I guess like say around like one of Limworm every now and then, things like that. And so Mirror Bane will go and like make people stuff like that a little bit stronger. For Blood, same thing. Blood has a lot of like very solid standalone followers. Maybe they did lose a bunch of these followers with the rotation of One of Their Dreams, but they still have quite a few. Like for example, you can play with like Valnorak, make that a lot better. You can play with Thunder Behemoth, make that dude a lot better. Jormungand, things like that. Oh, probably not for Jormungand, but mainly for Valnorak as well as Thunder Behemoth, make this card a lot better. So that's like kind of cool. Now, I'm definitely looking forward to trying to play with this guy at least a few times during this. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna play with this guy because he is a nice deck building challenge, but I'm not sure if I'll have the time to do it. But I'm obviously gonna try. But yeah. Next card, Gilnelise, the Omen of Craving. So this is the second neutral Omen legendary. So she's a 7-mana 3/5 with Ambush and Drain. This is a pretty unique combination of keywords because you almost never see these two keywords together. And there's also Fanfare. Give +2/+0 to all other ally followers at the start of your turn. If this is your 10th turn or later, both players draw 7 cards. Sorry, 5 cards. I'm sorry, 5 cards. So this is very strong. Part of the reason why she's strong is because she seemingly does in fact work in tandem with Mirror Bane. Now, mind you, the reason why she works in tandem with Mirror Bane is because, like, typically speaking, for Highlander decks, you don't have a lot of card draw in order to be able to make these cards work. Because you want to be able to try to cheat some of the RNG of your deck and be able to have the cards you want to have when you want to have them. That card does kind of work for that. Additionally, under Mirror Bane, she would become a 5/7 with Ambush and Drain, which is like kind of nuts. Of course, you also get to draw 5 cards as well, so it's like kind of cool. Next, we have the Apostle of Craving. Apostle of Craving is a 5-mana 5/4 Fanfare. Deal 3 damage. Sorry, give +3/+0 to a follower. Give that follower the following effect: whenever this follower attacks, deal 3 damage to that follower. So this card is very nice and very bad at the same time. Well, but I say nice and bad because like it's like bad in the sense that, like, well, if you use it on your own follower, you probably only get about 1 attack, maybe 2 attacks before the follower dies. But that could still be pretty nice. Like, it's nice, and it's also nice in the sense that, like, if you buff a follower, it now means that follower can do 3 damage, possibly even 5 damage, regardless of their stat line, as long as you have an evo point for it, which is like very nice. It's nice like spiking damage, and can help facilitate us seeing aggro decks back in the format again. Because like a lot of aggro decks kind of just like withered up and died with the advent of rotation. So this might be nice to see this come back. Next we have Fina, Dynamite Daredevil, who is a 4-mana 3/3 Fanfare. Deal 1 damage to an enemy. Evolve, destroy all enemy followers that cost 1 point or less. So she basically kind of picks up the mantle that was like left by Lucius, the Goblin Slayer, and just kind of blows up berries and bats and things like that. So it's like kind of cool. It's gonna be more of a tech card if anything else, which is like typically speaking what neutral cards usually end up being. They usually just end up being like tech cards or filler cards. It's not bad. Next, we have the Armored Troll, who literally is a troll in every sense of the word. He's a 7-mana 8/7, can only attack the enemy leader, ignore enemy followers' ward. So basically, this guy might as well be the origin for the face place taunt. We still go face. Yeah, this is basically that guy. So it's kind of cool. Now, this guy is gonna be more of a take 2 card more so than anything else. I really don't expect to see this card in the constructor. If I do, it'll probably maybe be like a Mirror Bane deck or something like that. Like, technically speaking, this guy does represent, was it 10? 12 damage. So this guy represents 12 damage under Mirror Bane, which is like nuts. Next we have the Craping Splendor. This is the signature spell for Gil and Elise. This is a 3-mana give +4/+0 to a follower, then deal 4 damage to that follower. So this card is very nice, very strong. Now one obvious thing is that you do take is a you get as good as you good as you give, if that's the way people say that word, or if people say that phrase. And they do take a lot of damage onto your creature, but the buff is massive. It's also a 3-mana spell, so you can like do a lot of crazy things with that. Now, obviously speaking, you're gonna like want to try to buff the creatures that have a lot of HP, or creatures that somehow like ignore damage dealt to them. But typically speaking, you're gonna use this as an aggro, and you're gonna use this as like a finisher burst card for like ambush ballers and things like that. Although obviously we'll have to like have. Although obviously like there is the slight issue that the creature has to be at least a 2/3 in order to be able to survive it. So that's kind of cool, just because again, aggro kind of like died, and aggro should probably come back but not be broken. So this helps take a step forward in the right direction, I think. Next we have Scat. I'm not gonna pronounce that name. Sorry. Who is a 6-mana 4/4 accelerate 3, give +2/+2 to an allied follower. Fanfare, give +2/+2 to another allied follower. So this card's pretty good. This card's basically just like a buff card. So this card will be pretty good in just Dane Dragon, or I guess well, I'm really just gonna call it Patron Dragon, honestly, because that's basically just what it is. And Patron Dragon, just because you can use this to buff your Serpent Drakes and things like that with the Excel, and then you can just go ahead and like injure them, and then get like extra value for injuring them, things like that. It also works nice if you actually play the card for the base form itself. Just like technically speaking, it's not bad. It's basically like playing a 6-mana 6/6, but it's like somewhat conditional to get the full mana value. But it's like fine. Oh, the last thing. At the moment, you can play this with PDK, and you can play this with PDK, and then buff the PDK, to make it a 4/7. Yeah, to make it like a 4. No, it's not 4/7. 4/7. No, to make it like a 3/6. Sorry, 4/6. 4/6. Make it like a 4/6, and make it so it's like very hard for it to die. So it's like kind of cool. Although it is kind of slow because like you don't get to actually like you don't get to actually do anything with PDK itself that turn, but you get to do something next turn. So if you care about that, it's like cool. Next we have Goblin Fighter. Goblin Fighter is a 2-mana 2/1 fanfare. Randomly put one of the following cards into your hand, either Goblin or Goblin Leader. Now this card would have been really good if Goblin Leader was still his 3-mana version, but he's not. So that's kind of sad. But this card's still pretty good for aggro and whatnot, just because you can use it as like curve filler. If you ideally most times I'm pretty sure you're gonna want to land it. You're gonna have this land on Goblin as opposed to Goblin Leader. And you're just gonna want to try to like play it as curve filler and whatnot. Just, face to face, smart. And then last we have the Steadfast Angel. Steadfast Angel is a 1-mana 1/1 ward fanfare enhanced for game +2/+2. So this card is basically a filler card, more of like a take 2 card. You can maybe argue trying to put it in aggro, because technically it's not a bad aggro card. It's still a one. It still gives you like redundancy on goblins and stuff like that if you like. But otherwise, I'm not really expecting this card to play. So obviously, technically speaking, for these cards, I'm really mainly just excited for Mir Jabane as well as Gil and Elise. And lastly, the Apostle Craving I think is really good, and then the Craving Splendor is also really good, I think. But yeah, so this will actually go ahead and conclude my card review for the Omens of the 10. So overall, I really feel like Dragon is a really big winner of the set. Rune is a pretty big winner. Shadow is like remains to be seen, but I think like that and Bloodcraft are pretty good. Portal, Sword, and other stuff are like alright, but yeah. So anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Let me know what you thought, what you liked about this video, and what you did not like about this video. I take all the criticisms I can get, and just because I want to try like put out better content for you guys and whatnot. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch